Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we are going to be doing the final part to What If Goku Had Kinetic Reflection. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jet. Wintertime, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
Following the Universe 6 saga, Future Trunks arrives. The group are surprised by his second arrival and he tells them of the being known as Goku Black that is totally wreaking havoc on his planet. He is impervious to damage just like Goku and can reflect any physical attack that you throw at him. Goku isn't happy to hear this and wants to make sure that he takes down this fighter. After Vegeta has trained with Goku for so long, he also feels qualified in taking him down. Using blasts is something that he has learned to do rather well, and he can now use a wider range of ki blasts. He employs heavy usage of his Big Bang attack, but has also learned to utilize beam-like attacks, barrage attacks and other things as well. Once they arrive in the future, Vegeta is the first to face Goku Black. He battles the warrior and surprises him as he starts off at range. Shooting off a ki blast toward him, Goku Black is too slow to evade and is forced to block it. He grunts in pain from taking this attack head on, then receives a beam of ki straight on. Luckily for him, the blast went through his whole arm but not his whole body. This attack looks to be deadly and Vegeta looks disappointed with how weak this fighter is. Even though they're both in their base forms, the gap between them is terribly apparent. However, Goku Black's wounds heal due to his divine ability. He soars down toward Vegeta, but he just shoots out a hand and launches a fast charged Big Bang attack. Goku Black flies right over the attack, but Vegeta retreats quickly and tries his hardest to maintain a gap in between him and the advancing warrior. Getting up close to him will be an issue since he won't have the ability to properly hit him. I mean, he isn't worried about attacks coming from Goku Black, but doesn't want to have to throw strikes himself. Vegeta darting straight at Goku Black takes him off guard with his sudden advance. After fighting at range, it startles him. However, he flies right over his body so that in Goku Black's view, he is upside down. Holding forward both hands, he unleashes his full power double Big Bang attack. These two blasts violently explode, launching Goku Black ahead. He looks in terrible condition and Vegeta just follows up with a handful more death beam-like beams of ki. Coughing out blood, Goku Black starts to descend from the pain of these attacks. Disappointed in the power of this warrior, he extends both hands and prepares for his final flash. The amount of energy released is insane and he makes sure to descend so that he doesn't just destroy this whole planet. Launching the whole energy wave, Goku Black looks on with widened eyes as the blast approaches him at great speed. Vegeta thinks that he's got him right on, but Zamasu arrived just in time to grab and save him. Zamasu is engaged by the likes of Goku whilst Vegeta remains fighting Goku Black. He soon enters Super Saiyan and continues breaking down the Pseudo Saiyan with his ranged attacks. However, Goku Black grows stronger from the blasts that explode on his body and from the beams of ki that continue to pierce through him. Vegeta tries to shoot forward a barrage of ki blasts but is speed blitzed by this fighter. He receives a devastating body punch followed by two strikes straight for his head. Here Vegeta then uses Super Saiyan God and follows up with several barrages of ki. These ki blasts then converge on the target and continuously slam into Goku Black where he literally can't react. They land on his body and explode violently, breaking the warrior down. Through that smoke, Vegeta then shoots the finishing wave of blasts. As it clears, Goku Black looks very bad, but he heals, then begins using the power of Super Saiyan Rose. With this power, the dynamics of the battle soon change. Vegeta shoots a few beams of ki, but he can evade each incoming blast and then shoot toward the prince. Stocking him, he is so much stronger than Vegeta at this point and causes a lot of damage upon his first strike. A sharp, powerful shockwave is released that makes his strike sound like an anvil crashing into the ground. Vegeta's nose starts bleeding and he also starts bleeding from his mouth. Seeing no need to continue in Super Saiyan God, he powers up into Super Saiyan Blue and tries to attack him again. The prince remains at range just like he knows is right and lifts both hands out. Here he can't play around with this fighter if he just continues to grow stronger. No, he has to put everything into this next attack. The golden lightning of his final flash appears once again and Vegeta shouts as he charges his ki. Goku Black then begins using his ki scythe and flies toward his adversary as he charges this energy wave. Vegeta's charging speed for ki based attacks has been substantially improved through his training, but it isn't instant, especially not for such a powerful attack like the final flash. As he shoots forward his scythe, he is walloped from beside him. This wallop comes from the likes of Goku, who has already managed to keep Zamasu subdued for the time being. He then appears beside Vegeta and begins charging his Kamehameha wave. Both fighters charge their attacks and Goku is ready to go once Vegeta is. Goku Black looks at both blasts but is confident. How could these warriors take him down? The two energy waves then combine into the special final Kamehameha. This extremely powerful energy wave is launched straight at the Rose head, saying and his power hasn't grown enough. He hasn't grown extremely accustomed to his body at this time, so isn't as strong as he'd prefer to be. Along with facing these much stronger warriors, there is a gap between them. Catching the energy wave, he tries to push at it but feels himself giving in. The blast forces itself past his hands and engulfs his body. There is a bright violent detonation and the fighter known as Goku Black has been obliterated, being reduced to nothing but ash. Their only concern is now Zamasu. Due to his immortality, Goku has to resort to the likes of Zeno to erase him from reality itself. There is no coming back for Zamasu, and now future Trunks' timeline has returned to peace. Without even having to return to the present timeline, Goku Black and Zamasu have lost. Their mission to kill all mortals has fallen through. The following arc is the Tournament of Power. Now the fighters that Universe 7 has is stacked. This is their roster. Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, Tien, Krillin, Master Roshi and Android 17. Goten and Trunks have continued their training and have made leaps and bounds in progress. Both fighters can use Super Saiyan 3 and surprise their parents once they investigate their growth. There is a battle with Goku and Toppo before the tournament begins, after the gods of destruction all fight each other. Here Goku is still defeated, lacking cannon, but that's just because he tried to beat him in just Super Saiyan God. One of his special ki blasts is all that's needed to knock him right off the ring, and he resorts to this after observing Goku's immense durability. For the tournament, the fighters perform well to begin with. Goten and Trunks end up facing the likes of Frost. Frost charges at them both, landing a straight sucker punch to knock the wind out of Goten, who is still in his base form. Trunks sees this and immediately rushes to his aid in Super Saiyan, kicking him in the side of his body. This is an attack that he gets substantially hurt by. This launches him to the side and then Goten lifts to stand by Trunks' side. He powers up into Super Saiyan himself, then the two warriors charge right at Frost. Goten hits him in the gut with Trunks kicking him in the head. It's very difficult for him to try and contain these warriors when they attempt to attack him from so many different angles. Whenever he thinks he can take one of them, he gets walloped by another one of these annoying kids from a different angle. Frost wildly swings at Goten but he ducks, landing a straight liver punch. After doing this, Trunks headbutts the warrior in his back, throwing him right off the ring. The two kids high-five each other before continuing and fighting the other warriors that he sees. Goku soon encounters the likes of Jiren. Beginning in Super Saiyan, he tries to land a kick to his gut only to see that he tanks the attack with ease. As he sees that Goku is open, he lands a strike straight to his chin. Goku can see he's holding back, so kinetic reflection won't do much here. However, kinetic absorption will work quite well. This makes him feel no pain from the hit at all while storing its kinetic energy. Goku ascends into Super Saiyan God, throwing a swift combination of punches to his gut before receiving two haymakers straight to his skull. The attacks are heavy, devastating shots, but Goku takes them once again, cloaking in his signature golden gleam. He throws this stockpiled power back in a single punch onto Jiren's chest, still causing him little issues. The attack lands on his chest and he doesn't even move in reaction. Finding the perfect opportunity, he throws yet another punch just to see Goku not move at all. This makes his eye twitch, so he throws a lot more power into his next strike. This is in the form of a punch straight on his chest, which makes the rubble on the ground beneath him lift up slightly. However, Goku's body remains like stone, immovable. Jiren is certain that Goku will have been eliminated with that attack and he looks rather irritated. There aren't many people that he can name who can take on one of his attacks in that way, where he puts that much power into it. Hitting him repeatedly and more powerfully, Goku's body continuously stockpiles this power. These attacks would be enough to give an ordinary Super Saiyan Blue Goku pain if he didn't resort to his kinetic absorption. Before he delivers this power back, he enters Super Saiyan Blue to give his body its much needed foundation. Throwing all this power back on this foundation along with some of his own, Jiren curls over from the impact. Dropping to a knee, he feels such great pain and can't even breathe properly. Goku throws a power punch straight to his jaw upon seeing him in such an open position, but the burly warrior tanks his attack easily. He just uses all the power that he can, throwing haymaker after haymaker to his face, but all of them are tanked. Jiren just shoots up to his feet and shouts, ripping off his shirt from his output of ki. After regaining his strength, he lets out his pent-up rage from being humiliated in such a manner. Grabbing Goku and repeatedly striking him with everything that he has, Goku can steadily feel his body growing slightly unstable as so many attacks of this sort land on his person. However, before Jiren gets completely carried away, Goku jumps forward and redirects the stockpiled power in a single punch, launching Jiren straight to the corner of the ring and off it. Goku's wrist looks bruised and swelled up after using such high force in his attack, but he just powers through it and tries to move on to other targets. Here, Vegeta still manages to take down Toppo after using Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. With that 20 times multiplied to his strength, the God of Destruction in training cannot compete with him. After Goku defeats the likes of Jiren, the situation with Caulifla and Kale pops up soon after. However, this isn't an issue for these warriors at all. Kefla couldn't even defeat a full power Gohan in this tournament, and so Goten and Trunks come to the rescue here. After seeing them fuse, they see this as a chance for them to show off their full power. Unleashing everything, they utilize Super Saiyan 3 and storm the fusion, taking her out with their overwhelming strength and coordination. The tournament is over soon after, with only a handful of the Universe 7 fighters being eliminated in the process. Here, the universes are all wished back with the use of the Dragon Balls and the arc ends. Goku wishes to see Jiren again at some point in time, then their training continues. Since Goku was never pushed to unlock Ultra Instinct, he doesn't do so in the Tournament of Power as you've just seen. However, Master Roshi hears of the training that the Saiyans are going through with Whis. After hearing that Goku is struggling to attain Ultra Instinct, he shows off the heavily limited form of Ultra Instinct that he has managed to acquire. Goku is fascinated by Master Roshi's discovery, and his wise words allow him to unlock the power soon after in training. For the Broly arc, Frieza isn't alive to just sweep him up and send him to Earth to face the warriors there, therefore there isn't anyone to actually find him. However, Sorbet can find the likes of Broly and Paragus with what remains of Frieza's empire. The strong soldiers gain control of the army and Broly is taken under their wing. For the time being, nothing much happens. For now, Sorbet just wants to bring Broly to their side since he is so strong and still controllable. What follows for now is the situation with Moro. For the first few events, Jacko and Meris know that Boo has been killed and can't resort to him to try and defeat this magician. However, they can utilize the power of the Saiyans to hopefully take this person down. With just their power, it might not be enough, so they arrive on Earth. The beginning of this saga goes quite similar. Vegeta ends up facing Moro first, seeking retribution after slaughtering the Namekians back on Earth in his very poor attempt at gathering the Dragon Balls. Being several times stronger, the battle between him is even more brutal once he begins using his top power. This is in the form of his Super Saiyan Blue evolution state. However, Moro starts absorbing the ki of these individuals, and soon both Saiyans can't even use Super Saiyan. In this state, if Goku tries to take Moro's attacks and dish its energy back out, he could be in serious trouble. His body would be too weak to handle that much kinetic energy. This situation has practically checkmated them. However, this is their only chance. They can't back down now. There's nobody else that can fight in their stead to defeat this fighter. Both warriors stand valiantly, powering up with what remains of their ki, and the battle continues. Now both Saiyans fight side by side, darting toward the cunning magician. Moro shoots his hands down as they are forced into the floor. Goku just takes the kinetic energy of this slamming so it doesn't properly affect him. This allows him to raise up before Vegeta does. Jumping toward Moro with a cockback fist, he strikes him straight on the chest but does very little. Now so close to Moro, he receives a kick to his abdomen followed by several hits. Even with his emaciated old physique, Moro can hurt the likes of Goku when he's only in his base form. Being shot off the rock hill that Moro stands on, Vegeta soars past Goku but is defeated in a similar way. Both fighters can't leave a dent on the magician, and Moro's progress toward collecting the Dragon Balls is unobstructed. Without any form of strong warrior to act as resistance here, his process is rather seamless. After 3 days, Goku and Vegeta wake up and are being taken care of by the Namekian Mori. After their bodies have been healed, they receive the Saiyan Zenkais they've grown fond of and are more than ready to fight now. Both fighters know that they must get rid of Moro while they still can and have to put it all on the floor. With his ability to absorb ki along with that, they might not have a lot of time before they start losing power. Goku and Vegeta begin with maximum force, relentlessly attacking Moro with their maximum strength. Goku punches Moro on his chest, then Vegeta rushes in from the side and socks the magician in his jaw. He then follows up with a sequence of power beams of ki that pierce through Moro's chest and body. These deadly blasts make Moro even more alert than he already was because they're so damaging. Before he can even resort to his power absorption, Vegeta rushes forward and then Goku utilizes the God Hold that he used in the Broly movie. After this point, Vegeta slashes the head of Moro right off. His head just lands right beside them and the magician has been killed just like that. "Be gone," Vegeta says with a bold tone. With that, Cranberry has no sense of direction here. He just decides to leave because there is no reason for him to stay if Moro isn't alive to get him his wish. The prisoners are not released with the use of the Dragon Balls and none of Moro's wishes have been realized. The Saiyans are thanked by the Namekians and the Galactic Patrol alike. Here they are given a special ceremony to congratulate their efforts, and Meris doesn't have to reveal his angelic identity. Therefore, he doesn't cease to exist or end up becoming mortal. The final arc comes along, and this is the Granolah arc. Both warriors are tricked, just like usual, into trying to take down Granolah. Here they seek him out, then Goku receives a ki blast straight to one of his vitals. Without him being aware of its arrival, he couldn't even use kinetic ability to absorb the impact. This throws his head forward, causing him great pain as well. A blast is shot up toward them, but Vegeta reacts with one of his precise beam-like blasts. It destroys the incoming blast, but Granolah's clone arrives to battle them both. Both entering Super Saiyan, Goku is the first to feel the wrath of the strongest warrior in the universe. Tanking the initial clash, the amount of kinetic energy flowing through his body is too much for him to deliver in one strike. This is because his body is too weak if he is just using Super Saiyan. Therefore, he knows he must up the gears. Goku ascends into Super Saiyan God before hitting Granolah right in his face. His knuckles land cleanly on his jaw, but Granolah pushes against them easily. His eyes remain glued to Goku, and he then throws a punch straight to a vital on his chest. The hit was supposed to be devastating, but Goku takes it and looks relatively unaffected. Goku then begins using Super Saiyan Blue and kicks Granolah straight across the face, but causes very little damage here. It is a cause for concern for Granolah though, and he backs away upon seeing the next attack coming. The Saiyan races after him and continues battling in this state of his. His own strikes aren't causing much damage, and you can see that Granolah has him beat when it comes to strength and speed. Granolah confidently assaults Goku with repeated relentless punches. They land on his chest, and he tries to pour more and more power into each hit upon seeing Goku just take them with ease. Little does he know, he's playing right into Goku's hands. Utilizing all this stockpiled power, he assails Granolah with a punch to his face. The hit is forceful, and he can tell that he has done a good job with it. Now furious, Granolah lands non-stop punches onto one of Goku's vitals. Using his precise Aurelian eye, he can see that he is hitting the mark. However, Goku just seems unaffected. His rage doesn't even let him observe the gleam across his skin that flows whenever he strikes him. Finally, Goku throws all that power back in the form of a knee to Granolah's chest, audibly breaking a moan. The Cerulean coughs out blood, but then starts to look translucent. After a few seconds, he vanishes completely. Granolah then reveals himself with his true, fully powered body. He darts up like an arrow, attempting to take Goku by surprise with a sucker punch to take out his anger. However, Goku goes on to use his kinetic reflection so that the entire force in his attack gets sent back into his own self. Hearing an audible crack yet again, one of Granolah's knuckles cracks and he groans in pain and retreats. He just doesn't understand what this guy could be made of to take on almost any one of his attacks. It makes little sense since he wished to be the universe's strongest warrior, but he just continues on. Granolah switches up his tactic, vouching for more of a ranged type of battle. If Goku can take almost any punch or kick he throws at him somehow, he wants to see if he can take on its energy blasts. Shooting a ball of ki from his index finger, it flies straight onto one of Goku's vitals and nearly knocks him out cold. The attack explodes as well, launching him back, then even more of these ki blasts are sent hurtling toward him. They move with such speed and land precisely on the most defensively vulnerable parts of his body. After the barrage of attacks, Goku is down for the count. Granolah descends along with Goku, who lands on the ground and has been defeated. Here Vegeta takes his place in battle. The fight goes on just like it did in canon, and Vegeta still manages to unlock the power of Ultra Ego after being previously unable to overpower him using just Super Saiyan Blue evolution. With such power, his strength grows with the greater injury that he receives, and his mentality has clearly changed. He seems more battle hungry and evil in nature, addicted to the thrill of combat. Vegeta's Ultra Ego power has made him stronger upon amassing damage, but his body grows too damaged to allow him to fight anymore. Vegeta falls to a knee before coughing out blood, overwhelmed by Granolah's power and accuracy. Receiving constant punches to his vitals deteriorates his condition even faster, then Goku takes his place. The Saiyan stands confidently but calmly and feels like he knows just how he can take down this fighter. Granolah shoots a precise energy beam at Goku, but the Saiyan steps past it with his eyes closed. He remains still and standing while calming himself with long controlled breaths. Shooting open his eyes, Goku uses mastered Ultra Instinct. More balls of ki come his way, but his body reflexively evades them. With each movement though, he edges closer and closer to Granolah until he is only a single arm from him. Granolah quickly strikes him in the face, but Goku stands there and takes the attack with a cunning smile. Throwing a punch of his own, Granolah looks terribly winded. After fighting Vegeta for so long, he's not in the greatest shape either. He then tries to use more attacks, but Goku can dodge every single one of them. As for another blast that is launched in his direction, he stands there firmly and times his kinetic absorption power perfectly. He does this for another sequence of energy blasts that are hurled in his direction, which allows him to store up this kinetic energy as well. Even if he is taking damage from their explosions, it's enough for him to tolerate. He then thrusts himself forward, knocking the fatigued Granolah down with a clubbing punch to his jaw. The Cerealian even ends up coughing out blood upon taking a strike of such force. He rolls away from Goku, then raises to a knee, holding a palm to his head. "You two weren't supposed to do this. I promised to take you both down," he roars, hysteric at his current state. "Why? Why do you want to kill us?" Goku asks, confused. "You people killed my race. Everyone but myself are gone because of you all," he shouts, standing up in the city of rubble that surrounds them. "We're not like that anymore. The Saiyans were just following the commands of Frieza and he's dead now," Goku says, trying to prove to Granolah that they aren't as evil as he thinks they are. "I don't believe that for a second. It's in your nature to battle, conquer and kill. That's why you two were literally bickering as to who would fight and try and kill me first," Granolah shouts before coughing more blood. Goku can tell that there's been a serious misunderstanding, but they soon start to get on a similar footing. This is when Minato reveals himself and how he was saved by the likes of Goku's father, Bardock. Here, Goku did not completely forget what his life was like before arriving on Earth. When hitting his head, he just absorbed the kinetic energy behind the impact, and so he can vaguely remember the man that they are depicting. It puts a smile on his face to hear that his father was benevolent just like him. Soon after this, Gas reveals himself and he has wished to become the strongest in the universe. All three warriors band together by this point, ready to bring down this fighter. Granolah stays at a range, picking him apart with precise energy blasts with his awakened Cerealian eyes. Goku battles at the forefront, utilizing his mastered Ultra Instinct. He arrives at point blank range to Gas, startling him slightly as he arrives here but doesn't throw any punches. Gas lands a straight sidekick, but Goku doesn't move at all. He then attacks him a few more times, utilizing all of the power that he can in every single strike throw. In the end though, no proper damage has been caused. Vegeta scoffs after seeing this from afar, then Goku knocks the wind right out of Gas with his next hit. Dropping to a knee, he struggles to catch his breath before getting hit with a wave of blasts from Granolah. After that, Goku, Vegeta and Granolah stand together as Gas looks defeated. However, this isn't the case. He rips off his headpiece and unveils the hidden power of the heaters. He looks more bloodthirsty than ever, violently headbutting Vegeta. Goku and Granolah fall back in reaction, with Granolah trying to shoot him down from this assumed position. Gas lifts his forearm to tank the attack before flying straight toward him. Before he can reach Gas though, Goku drives his knee forward in mastered Ultra Instinct that knocks Gas straight off course. The mindless fighter turns to then attack Goku, cloaking his fists in a glowing purple aura of ki. He attempts to truly batter Goku with numerous punches and kicks that do nothing to him. Cocking back his fist as far as he can, the pink ki fist that he is utilizing grows even larger as he does so. The fist is shot straight at Goku, but he evades, clenching his own fist. Picking his shot right, he roars and pours every ounce of power he has into this final attack. Landing a picture perfect shot, Gas is sent flying back about 100 meters through the ground. He leaves a trail of dirt as he's been shot through the ground and doesn't look ready to continue. His body looks terribly aged as well, and it isn't long before Gas will be defeated. "Goku, keep him fighting for some time. I can finish him off for good," Granolah claims, holding one of his palms toward him. Gas bulks up, using the last of his energy, and looks like a living corpse. Goku can see that the power that he has isn't in sync with his body. He dives straight at Goku, hurling forward one of his pitchforks made purely of energy. Goku slips past it with his Ultra Instinct, then dips under another of these pitchforks. Gas, annoyed at Goku's amazing fighting ability, shouts as he lunges forward. Aiming to take him down with his next assailant, all he sees is bright gold light stemming from behind Goku. He steps out the way of this incoming blast once he can feel the growing ki behind him, and Granolah unleashes everything that he has in a concentrated beam of energy. With Gas already in this state, it's done for him. The blast takes out the being known as Gas in one fell swoop, and he is left in a massive crater. Gas tries to lift himself out the crater, but his life force has been totally consumed. His raised arm flops down to the ground and he's been defeated. With this, the heaters have been defeated, with the remaining of them choosing to flee instead of fighting these extremely powerful warriors. Granolah is grateful for these fighters changing his mentality on things, and they are happy that he has seen the light. With Frieza still down and defeated, there is no Black Frieza that emerges. He isn't actually alive to gain this form anyway. The group are then given the opportunity to leave and return to Earth victorious. Broly and Paragus, during their time with the Empire, hear of the Saiyans from the chatter between the soldiers and end up going rogue to find their way to Earth. This is where they find the Saiyans down on Earth. Paragus is angered to see Vegeta here with Goku and their family and things, but they calm down the situation without Frieza here to act as a motivator. Goku tries to tell them that they are not villains at all and can see they're in a similar situation to Granolah. Luckily, Paragus is calmed before anything bad can happen, and as a result, Broly is taken under their wing. You're strong, I can tell. Let's spar, Goku says, excited. Paragus allows this to happen and Broly prepares himself. Let's go, Goku says, before flying straight at Broly with the burly warrior doing the same in reaction. So that will conclude the final part to What If Goku Had Kinetic Reflection. Please tell me something you liked about this series or something that I should improve on for the next one. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.